But the only other, he said, well, the women worship upstairs. I said, well, today I'm going to worship with the men. I stayed downstairs and on the first floor. I mean, they didn't have worship because they had just finished prayer. And the little Indian boy was looking at me. Listen, sir, deliverance is free no matter where you are in the world.
Amen.
I'm from the United States and we're in South Korea, and you are confused, but you can be free. Amen. So, right. Yes, we had church in Walmart and a couple of people got free, and I'm telling you, the residue after being in the presence of God, we walked in Walmart. I don't think that Walmart will ever be the same. I don't think that cashier will ever be the same. And the man behind us was ready to have church because there was a line of people and the people was getting frustrated, and I said, deliverance is free. He said, amen. The man sitting there trying to exchange, he's like, amen. My other sister said, don't get them started because they're going to turn Walmart out. I was like, deliverance is free. Jesus is free. Salvation is free. Who you want it and how you want it, we can give it. She was like, I'm going to sit right here. She went and sat on the other side like she didn't know us. And I was like, you know, we had church. You'd have been up in here with us. And she's like, you know you're right. She said, but let's go because these folks, wasn't no line, so y'all came because there wasn't a line. My sister bought something and they messed it up, so we had to take it. There was nobody there. As soon as we got there, it was a line of people. I mean, a line. So she's at the register, my other friend is standing there, and I'm leaning across the counter, just watching. And the lady was like, I said, deliverance is free. You can get set free from your bonds. You can be free. Listen, that little white woman got right real fast. She held on to her package a little bit longer and kept her mouth closed and didn't say nothing. I tell you, because she was about to get to business. Because we had just left. We didn't even leave the glory. The glory was still with us. We had church in a room that size, 5 of us. The Holy Ghost moved like I had never seen God move before. So the glory was still resting on us because we was turning Walmart out each aisle that we went to. And I'm telling you, folks were staying away from us because it was crazy. And Walmart, it really was. It just didn't make no sense that day at Walmart. They shouldn't let us go to church because we had a time. I mean, we had a time, but I thank God. I appreciate you, Bishop, and I didn't give honor to my pastor who released me today to be able to minister the word of God, the Reverend Dr. J.G. McCann, my pastor, my bishop, an unorthodox man, but an amazing man. My brother, I appreciate you. I love you. I guess the Lord is releasing me again because I haven't preached out in like over a year, and I wasn't even mad. I was like, Lord, I'm all right with this, Lord. I got something for you. I thank my sister. She is at times my fire starter. She is. I'm telling you, it's something. Even when you have a true friend who can rebuke you, pray with you, and call you back and be like, hey, and you want to be mad, but you can't. Because they was all in your business and really did hurt your feelings, and you gotta eat it. Like, I mean, eat it. Not eat it and spit it out, like eat it, chew it, and let it marinate, and then swallow it with no water. No water. That's hard when you eating something nasty and you ain't got nothing to wash it down to kind of die. No. She has been my fire starter, and I thank God for her, and I thank God for the God in her. And I've always preached that if you can have at least one person with you on the journey, it makes a difference.
Amen. Amen.
It makes a difference when you have someone who is true to God first. And be like, I'm going to tell you about yourself, and then I'll think now is a culotta, because I told her I was going to throw her out the car with her culotta if she didn't leave me alone. But I appreciate the God in her, and I think that I would behoove you to identify the fire starter in your life. You ain't going to like them every day. You may some days you be like, if she called me or they called me, I'm going to hurt their feelings. And then they call you, be like, hey, how you doing? And you be like, I just want to yell at him for 5 minutes, just want to yell at him for 5 minutes, but you can't because the love is genuine. And when they want greater for you, they will make you be what you won't be or what you are struggling to be.
Say that
again. Amen. That's right.
They will do it for you.
Yes,
they will help you when you feel, even when you look like you got a toe out of alignment and they can't see. And don't have a friend who's a prophet, because that just makes it all the more worse. I was like, of all the people you had to send me somebody who was prophetic too. Like, she gotta be I'm like, I'm gonna need her not to be in my business today. I'm just saying. But I thank God for you. I am not upset because the people did not come today. Because the word that was written may have been for them, but the word that was given was not.
Amen. Amen.
Because the word was written. I did write the sermon. I have my 3 points and, my scripture references and, my intro and my, my transition statement. I have the whole, Baptist theology seminary school thing. And the Holy Ghost was like, yeah, that's work, and I'm glad you did, and I'm glad you studied. However, what we're going to do today is we're going to change it. And when I say change it, I mean he changed it where the only thing I could remember was the 3 points. And Charlie Brown and Snoopy. Nothing else. Everything else was, I don't know. I just remember Charlie Brown and Snoopy. So there's a couple of questions I'm going to leave you with, like, who are you? Who's your Woodstock? Who's your Woodstock? Who's the one that's going to lay on the typewriter while you type that bestseller? Who's going to co-pilot while you fly? Who's going to be your listening ear when you need a therapist? Who's your Woodstock? And the answer to that question should be the Lord. The Lord is your Woodstock. Because he's given you the fire that's within. As I said, the other material.
Amen.
The definition of fire was the other material, when it's combined with oxygen, ignites and starts a fire, heat, or flame. So the other material, and I've defined the other material as God, because how do you give a definition for something that cannot be defined? The best thing to describe it is other, because other covers a multitude of things, but does not define it as one thing, but covers a multitude of things, and then allows you to be able to define and put that thing wherever you need it to be placed at, whenever you need it to be placed at, however long you need it to be placed at. When you can say that it's other, it does not have a definitive set mode or position. It can be whatever it needs to be at any given time for you to help you progress through whatever it is that you need to progress through. So the other material, which is on the inside, which is the Holy Ghost. Oh, Jesus. The other material, which is on the inside, is once you figure out your place and position in God, or if you've lost your place and position, but you remember the other material that's what's on the inside, you will understand that the fire is not dead, but it's just been put and is dim. And that all you need to do is be connected to someone who can fire start the fire to be able to connect you and pull you back into the right position and place that you need to be. So the other material that was inside of you can then be ignited to a higher level of fire to get you where you need to be in God.
Glory to God. Glory to God. Glory to God. Yeah, God. Glory to God. My God. My God.
Talk about summarize. God knows. My Lord. That's how you summarize it.
The other material. I don't know about you, but I can tell you that this sermon, and I've preached quite a few, helped recenter me.
Glory to God.
Because I had to remember what happened to make me forget about the other material within. And then I had to release some things that had put me in a position to forget about the other material in some things. And I had to release my level of stubbornness, my level of disobedience. I had to release that I thought I had all of the answers. and I did not have the answers. I had to release that I made some mistakes based on my decision to do it my way opposed to doing it the Lord's way, even though I did not know the Lord's way, but I did not give the Lord an opportunity to show me his way because I thought that my way was the right way.
Come on, sis. Come on now.
I had to remember the time and place that took me from my place and position of being a child of God to questioning if I was connected to God. I had to release people who I thought were the ones that can help me get to the next place.
My Lord.
When I realized that all they were doing were praying for my demise.
My God. My God.
I had to release people and then redefine exactly who they were in my life. That though they may have spoken an on-time word in a season that it was needed, they were not a friend but a foe.
My God.
Once I remembered and I released and I repented because my situation was not caused by God, but it was caused by me. And we always remember God when the situation that we caused has now caused us a level of uncomfortability to the point of disconnection. But when I came to myself, when I laid in the bed one morning at about 6 a.m. and came to myself, and it's funny because that same night I went to church and sat next to two of the most unlikely suspects. And I'll never forget that girl. If I never see her again, I will never forget her face. Because I was sitting there, and people who know me when I'm in a place I just rock. And I was sitting there rocking, trying to hold my composure because I was in an apostolic church and they was doing the ordination, and I had on my good right dress with my nice good right shoes, and my makeup was flawless and my bun was tight, and I didn't want the apostolic church people who did not know me to see the internal struggle be manifested. I didn't want them to see that because it was none of their business. I just wanted them to see the good right dress and the good right shoes and the good right. Everything was the good right that night. But in the midst of me remembering, in the midst of me releasing and repenting, the young lady to my right looked at me and said, "I see the breakthrough all over you." I couldn't utter a word. I literally stopped breathing for about 5 seconds. Because in my right mind, she didn't look the part to speak a word to this prophet. She didn't look the part to speak to me in a manner that would set me free. It was supposed to be the good bishop in the front, or the apostolic principal that sat in front, all the way in the front. I was in the middle, but the real front, the front that sees everybody. That was who was supposed to speak a word to me, not this young lady. But the knit dress on that was just fitting. And the belt, and it didn't sit right. Beautiful girl, but the appearance kind of threw off the beauty. But God used her to fire start. She was my fire starter that night to remind me of the promises of God. And then she sat down. The first time she said it, she was standing up. She said, see breakthrough all over you. And I just looked at her and was like, what just happened? Then she sat down and she looked again as if she had to make sure what she was seeing was accurate. She said, oh, it is really all over you. She said, it's over. But what she did not know is that I'm in the fight of my life financially. She didn't know that. She didn't know that I was literally on the brink of losing everything. She don't know that either. And I am being so transparent here because I don't never tell certain things about my life anymore. I've learned a hard lesson. But that young lady, and then the young man on my shirt or on my left, I think his shirt was supposed to be beige. I don't know, because his appearance led me to believe he was new to Christ. At least that's what I thought, until I watched him worship, which led me to believe that he was no stranger to God. And he said, bless you, my other fire starter. And I know that sounds like I'm preaching the same sermon again, but I say that to say, don't miss God because of your own situation. I say that to say that when you can get to a point to admit your own stuff and that you were the cause of your own stuff, and that you help not only write, orchestrate, direct, and act your own stuff. It's only then God can say, now I can step in and take over. Now I can start to rewrite the script that she wrote, acted, produced, and directed. I can now rewrite it and change the ending that she wrote for herself. I can now write the ending, so I will get the glory in the end. And as I said earlier, it's not my testimony that's going to transform lives. It's the presence of God when I walk in the room that lays on me that's going to let people know I knew her when. How did she? She could not. It's not possible. And they are right. It is only because God saw fit to rewrite the script. Amen?
Amen.
I am done. I need to eat. Again, I bless you. I know I'll probably be in Jersey again preaching, Bishop. Maybe I'll come to your church and preach. No, I'll come to your church to hear you preach. I'll come to your church to hear you preach. Hallelujah. So, but I thank you for pressing your way. You seem to, I will share this with you. You get to know the people that God has orchestrated in your life, because the ones that God orchestrates in your life will press their way for you. Out of all the people that I know, you pressed your way. And I don't know if you know how significant that is for me, but I look at how people's actions are to determine where they fit at in my life. I just met you, and there are people I've known longer than you that live in Jersey, and I know they ain't playing no position in church that could have came and supported. And I know you hold a position in your church, and you pressed your way. And I want to tell you, I publicly say to you, I love you, and I appreciate you, and I will never forget that. That speaks volumes to me like you have no idea. Amen. So don't be screaming my name. Don't be screaming, because you got me for 13 more weeks at Drew, and then I'm going. Do not be screaming Mother Prophet in the hallways. Don't be asking me to come to chapel with them unsaved folks that don't know Jesus. And we talk about, come on, Mother, let's sing. It's not happening. Yes, because they don't know, they some of them know Jesus, but some of them don't. We're going to pray for them. Hallelujah. It's a great education, though. I'm not disputing. I went and take my 3 years with Drew. I went and traded for nothing in the world.